game. For any game, professional game, I'd need the fans.
Yep, you need the fans to sort of surf on that atmosphere to get going.
To show off.
Let's have a quick word about the goalkeepers. Is Nick Pope just been given a game this evening, or do you think that position in the England goal is seriously up for debate now?
Well, obviously, I think, Gareth, if the Euros were starting tomorrow, I still think you'd obviously go with Pickford. So what these guys, Pope has to do is kind of get some trust off Gareth to say, listen, if something happens to Pickford, I'm ready to take that opportunity. I think Pope's form has been brilliant over the last 12 months for Burnley. He had a shaky game the other day, but he's got to try and challenge Pickford, obviously. And it's a good opportunity for him.
Yeah.
And for Wayne Hennessy as well, equalling the record of his great hero Neville Southall this evening. 92 caps, just 4 shy of the record for Wayne Hennessy. Mark Hughes scored the only goal at the racecourse ground Wrexham when Wales last beat England 36 years ago. I'm sure Chris Coleman remembers that very well. He's in the commentary box tonight.
I think Kiefer Moore he can cause a few problems this evening.
Here he is, getting his first real touch of the ball. Made a major difference when coming into the team. He might get used to that tonight. Very useful in those circumstances. Calvin Phillips leaving his mark on Matondo. Morel. Tyler Roberts with the effort, which takes a deflection. It's going to be a corner, that.
When you play 3 defenders, sometimes with
Michael Keane dropped off and played more onside, so it's just to communicate.
with Wolves, and they're fabulous at it, Wolves. They're brilliant at playing 3-4-3. He's the middle of the 3, the centre-backs. He's perfect. Like
Southgate. Trippier. Danny Ings trying to force the issue. That's out for a corner. Bits of politeness that endeared him to the manager. That's an opportunity for Michael Keane, who got underneath that. Been well scored over the last 7 or 8 months by Carlo Ancelotti and Duncan Ferguson. That's good pressing from Danny Ings, who's always a willing runner. This is Ampadu. It's a wayward ball which goes behind and out for a goal kick. Or as a wing back, but he can play higher up, and Arsenal certainly will. Neither team had a chance yet, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin might try and force. But Lewin, goalkeeper's come a long way, he's gone past him, and there was no one in the middle to finish off the chance. But that's the kind of link-up play that will impress Gareth Southgate. Has found Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's been trapped all the way by Chris Mepham.
they look a little bit rigid.
Roberts, who's been tapped from behind by his Leeds teammate, Calvin Phillips. Morel looking for Tyler Roberts. Oh, and it's gone straight back to Kiefer Moore from Bukayo Saka. And that's a warning sign that Wales, after a fraught international break in September.
I think he had every right to be, if I'm honest, because as
Roberts looking to get it back to Kiefer Moore and taking on Roden. And his cross is a decent one. There's Calvert-Lewin. Exactly what he wanted to deliver. And now Gareth Southgate can take his hat off to him. England lead by 1-0, and on his debut in an England shirt, Dominic Calvert-Lewin continues his great scoring run.
Well, that's exactly where...
Team, the under-20s.
there's a good sign there, isn't it, from Jack Grealish? He's up 1 in create.
18-yard box. It's arced in by Williams, and that header alone at RB Leipzig last year. Needed games. He's gone out to Sheffield United and will hope to get some.
I tell you, he's an absolute gentleman.
Which is being dealt with by Rodon. And then Dominic Calvert-Lewin with Phillips further clear. And receives it with Calvert-Lewin lurking with intent.
Saka get forward on this left-hand side, and that's what he's got to do. But
recycled by England, might come through to Connor Cody. He doesn't score too many goals. And the last goal he scored was many years ago, just a penalty against Bristol City for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Hasn't scored since they've been promoted.
Well, it's a chance, one centre-half to the other.
It will be a bounce.
I can't understand why you can't have some fans in this stadium. 80,000 seats or something.
He might make another one here. Just a little bit too heavy for him.
A little bit out of the ordinary.
I don't think that was ordinary. And they finish the first half of the flourish. We're into added time. Crossed by Nico Williams. It's a teasing one, and it's just sort of hit Tyler Roberts in the face.
I have no clue what you two are going on about, by the way. Perhaps Gareth's had a word with him and said we need to a little bit. He's just there.
Well, Roberts has done well against Cody here and managed to get a bit of a shot away, didn't connect with it properly, but it was an effervescent bundle of enthusiasm in the pre-match press conference. That was probably over-enthusiastic from Ethan Ampadu on Jack Grealish. Referee who...
Really at the front of his mind.
He wants to have a crack at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a foul. And Ampadu once again...
There's nothing wrong with that.
Trippier, great delivery! And Connor Cody scores for England on his first start. Well, that is a surprise that Gareth Southgate can enjoy. He doesn't score too many goals. It's been a very long time since he has seen the ball come off his foot and burst the net. Even more than most. Here's Ravi Matondo at the other end trying to find a way through, but he's already been the victim of an offside flag before he hit the woodwork.
I wouldn't have been up there, mate. I've been on the halfway line. By Wills, but Sackwell defended really well there.
Well, he's going to get a yellow card now, Ethan Ampadu, after tracking Jack Grealish once again.
Now he needs to be careful, Ethan. He's got to be careful because Jack's in possession of the ball a lot. He's just got to keep his distance now, Ethan, because the worst thing that can happen.
Certainly, he's always been talked about positively amongst supporters. He's a good footballer. That was a little bit unnecessary.
He's a great character, Johnny Williams. He really is.
Aimed in towards the far post, and that's another brilliant goal for England. And Danny Ings with an overhead kick, spectacular to make it 3-0. Well, another one who's had a good start to the season after a brilliant last campaign. And once again, far too much room inside the penalty area for Danny Ings. Grealish, and another decent ball which no one is there to convert inside the area.
Well done.
It comes back out to within 30 yards of goal, slammed forward by Mount. And then a part of the group in 2018 who... For Bukayo Saka, this would cap a nice debut. Great save by Wayne Hennessy after a little deflection, really could have caught him out. Good opportunity for Bukayo Saka here.
Italy for the dressing room in possession of a 1-0 lead.